Okay, so we still have a fair amount of room up here, but that's good. We'll just get this around our neckline. And I'm actually going to narrow this a little bit since we can take it up to kind of right up to that strap point. So just kind of taking off that peak. Okay, now the last little bit is down at the bottom, and I'm glad I didn't cut anything off. So you see, I have to do things in a slight bit different order. Remember, I've got the wires in here, so you got to be careful. And I've got a peak here. I'm just going to kind of take the average on it, kind of dip up a little bit, but not actually come to a peak. Just kind of curve up. And my thread just broke again. This is a lot cheaper thread I used to use in my shop. I don't know if I'm going to be using this anymore, so I'll take that out. So far it's looking beautiful. Now I need to deal with the side, so I will come back when I have all the rest of the parts ready for that. So we're going to do something a little bit different on the back of this one. So the front is pretty much done. I mean, I still have to do the shoulder straps, but we'll get to that. The back I'm actually going to be doing with adjustable straps and using these smaller 1x3s for the back closure. I'm going to do 2 of them. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing this. So I've got my hook stuff in the back, and then there's going to be an adjustable strap in 2 different places. And how I figured out the length to do this is, since there's no stretch on the back, I basically took this amount and I added a couple inches. So this may end up being a little bit too long, especially given that actually it is. I think it is going to be a little bit too long. So I think I'm going to cut off, probably should just be about 2 inches longer. So something like that. That way we have a little bit of adjustment, but we also have the room for the hook and eye. So for all of these, we're going to need 4. So 2 for each side. So I'm just going to do that, trim these off, and that I could have used these little extra pieces on these hooks and eyes. The hooks and eyes I used about 2-inch piece, so this would be the perfect amount. So now I'm wasting 4 pieces that are about that. So, okay, so you have about a 2-inch piece here that I've kind of folded in half, and we're going to be sewing with the hooks and eyes. So I just went ahead and pinned it just so I had everything in place, and I felt the gold would look nice against it rather than the silver. Okay, so I'm going to get my machine going, and I'm going to take out my pins. Now I have inserted, kind of put the elastic or the strap. This is not my non-stretch strapping, and I'm just going to take and we're going to sew this straight across. I'm going to take it straight across before I go and do back stitch. Now I'm going to back stitch it all the way to the end, all the way to the end. Okay. Thought I had nippers around here. Oh, they're there. So I'll do the same thing on this one. So make sure that they're in there good. Should be straight. And my foot popped off again. Has a tendency to do that with that little thing I've got there. Okay. So for these ones, because I've got the hook, I'm just going to use a narrower foot so I can get in there and get that down. Now because my I don't really have any feed dogs that grab onto it except for the in the back. It's a little bit trickier, so I'm going to just looking to see where it is actually folding. Actually, I think I'm going to, with this opened, I'm going to stitch once. I'm not going to do back stitch, just stitch once to hold it in place. And then I can fold this over to straighten it out and get as close as I can in here, as long as I'm not going to be sewing on the metal part, all the way to the end. Come on, keep going. There we go. So not the prettiest stitching. I probably didn't need to go 3 times on that one. So I'm going to do that one side. Just kind of force that through. I'm just going to do 2 times here. So looks a little bit better than the other piece I did. Okay, so the little back pieces are done. Halfway. Okay, now here I'm going to use a little piece of my velvet here. I now want to fold this part in. So I'm going to fold it up by about 1/4 inch. I'm actually going to get my good foot on there. I don't need that one. So I'm going to fold this up and I'm just going to stitch it down. No back stitches, just to hold it in place. And we're going to go over it with the, it's really ugly right now, but I'm going to go over it with the velvet. And so this is really just kind of hold it in position. But I'm folding it forward. Okay, come on. Grab my thread to pull it. There we go. Okay. Getting there. Okay. clip my thread. So now these are going to get attached at the top and the bottom. And I'm going to do these. So I've got a few things I'm working on. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to stitch the velvet. Just kind of get it started. Needle in there. Get this over here. So it's going to be lined up just like that on the edge. And then I can put lined up right to the top. And we can actually insert it a little bit more and we can trim it down. So if I line that up to the top, okay, so it's to the folded edge. And then I'm going to take the other piece down here, line that up down there, and we're just going to take that velvet and stitch it right along the edge. Then we can trim down that so it will be hidden when we do the second row. Now this little piece could easily have, you could easily put some boning in it to help keep its shape. Okay, one side is done. Let me get the other side. Okay, so I probably did this in slightly the wrong order. What I should have done is I'm going to go and right now put the slides on, because these need to be adjustable. Then we actually have to go through the ring, and so had I done this correctly, I would have actually put the slide on first, gone through the ring, and then attached it. But I didn't, so now I'm just going to have to kind of reverse and do a couple little things to get this back on. So what I've done, as you can look right here, and this is just if you missed that step. So I'm going through the ring. Oops, let's see. That's right side up. Okay, we're going to then go back through the middle. Like I said, it's not the most ideal way to do this, but it is a way to attach the slide after the fact. Okay. So now I just got to be really careful that I don't attach it to anything else. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to, did I do that right? Yes. I just have to attach that. Straight. Kind of did it a little backwards, but that way we can get it attached to that hook and eye. Okay. So we need to do that for both of the back pieces on that side and then on this side. I'm going to do that off camera since it's a few steps. You can always rewind and watch what I just did. Had I done this correctly, I would have attached these to this first, then put it on here. So I attach it on here, go through the ring, then attach on here. That way we got everything attached. Anyways, I will be back in just a moment. Okay, so I got the rest of the straps completed for the back. So you've got my hooks on that side, and I got my eyes on this side. So we need to finish this little piece right here. And I'm just going to kind of do a little back stitch, kind of right where the rest, where the, right where the fold over elastic hits. So I'm going to kind of go across, so it kind of lines that stitching. And then I can go and trim that little piece off. Okay. Making sure that I'm pushing it in. Trim. So at least the side is done. Oh. And there's probably a better way to do this. I'm just ready to be done sewing for the day. Okay, so I've also attached a ring to the top. Well, I pinned it on. I'm going to go ahead and stitch it down. I'm going to stitch it straight across so it's not just on one side. And that kind of get trimmed down. Oops, sorry. I'm apologizing to my machine. So the tops are done. Okay, now I've got a few more pieces of velvet here, and I want to actually attach I want to attach these pieces so they stay together. So I'm going to loop the velvet between these two. So we'll kind of have them attached. And this piece is about 4 inches, I think. No, 3. This is about 3 inches. And so instead of sewing them like this, so they'll be an ugly finish, we're going to sew them like this and then flip them over. So I'm just going to do this and do a nice secure stitch. Come on. Wanted to get you with my machine, so I need to stitch that again. So when you actually so when you flip it right side out, see, it just looks like a nice little loop. And that way it just kind of holds that part together. And do the same thing on the other side. Like I said, this is all just, this can be whatever you want it to be, and I'm just getting creative. It's been a while since I've done something really creative, and I feel like this one is it. So instead of like that, I'll just flip it like that. Okay, so we have those pieces attached. I'm going to do, and of course my elastic doesn't want to stay there, so what I might end up doing is going in and let me actually go in and stitch at the top and at the bottom on there. So I'm just going to move that. I think that'll look a little bit nicer. I don't need to do that on camera. I will do that on my own, where I'm going to stitch here and there. Okay, the next part we want to deal with is we want to deal with the strap itself. So depending on where you want to have it adjust, so I would say let's have it adjust in the back so the front's a little clearer. I'm going to go ahead and actually yes, okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach the slide to one of the ends. So these straps, I made these at like 14 inches. 14, 15 inches is fine. And these are my non-stretch. So then I'm going to loop it through, oh no, from the back. Come in from the back on the top. Through each side. Oh, and that makes it in the back. Or in the adjustment in the front. That's okay, because we have to add a loop back here. So I'm also going to do the same type of thing with that I just did here on the top with a ring. So instead of like that, we're going to take and put them right side like this. if we want to go in, we can, and I may actually just do, I'm just going to do the stitch right below the ring. This is where that seam allowance was. So I think I might do that on the bottom one too. Come on. Okay, I will fix that because it is right now, that's ugly, so I'll fix that. Okay, now what we're going to do here is we're going to come back from on the back piece, come through there, through the slide. So you've got your adjustment in the back, and then we're going to take it through the front and then just do a stitch up here. And then that is pretty much done. So I will clean that up, but basically we are done. Voila. Thanks for watching. If you would like to have more content like this, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment below. Thank you very much.